Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Healthcare Leadership and Management Graduate Program. I want to spend just a few minutes with you getting to know me a little bit and talk a little bit about our program. And here's what I'd like you to remember. When you leave our program, we want you to be so well prepared as a great critical thinker, a program manager, somebody that can compare and contrast and evaluate options, so that when you leave the program, you can have an immediate impact anywhere that you land. And to do that, we're focused on you as a student in providing you the best experiences and the best faculty that we can. So a couple of things for you to know. One is our program objectives include things like making sure that we are conducting industry relevant and related research. We have a variety of ways to do that. We want you to be engaged with our alumni, our community, and our industry leaders. And finally, as I said, we want to prepare you to lead in this VUCA world, this volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous environment. And we do this by creating a student-centric, market-relevant, experiential learning opportunity for you. So not only will you hear from great faculty that are experts in their field, but you'll also have the opportunity to interface with our industry partners, whether it's part of our advisory board or perhaps an engagement that you'll be involved with down the road. Now, there's some things I want you to know about the program. First off, we've designed our program so there are 9 core classes. Each class is 3 credit hours. You have to take all of these 9 core classes. There are also 3 electives, and the electives are broad. Many are healthcare related, and we'll work with you to find out something that you're passionate about. Because again, we want you to be productive, we want you to be happy, and when you leave the program, we want you to make an immediate difference. The other thing I want you to know about is we are transitioning to what's called a CAMI accredited competency model. We have 5 competencies and roughly 23 or 24 very specific domains that we focus on. And the reason we focus on these domains and these competencies is they're very specific behaviors that we believe that you need to be successful once you leave the program. We're also developing a center of excellence for EPIC or the EMR program. Some of our courses are delivered hybrid, meaning it might be a combination of online and in-class. Most are transitioning to in-class right now, but we also have some classes that are actually completely online. For example, our introductory class that I'll talk about in just a moment. I'll also a little bit later talk about our Elite Scholar and Leader program and why I think that might be of interest to you as well. Key point here, 9 core classes, all healthcare specific, and 3 electives. As you can see here, these are the 9 core classes. So as you work with our program manager, Sierra Jackson, and me, and the advising team, you'll have to be careful on how you select the classes. For example, I would recommend 6320, the American Healthcare System, as one of the first classes you take. It is a prerequisite for many of the other classes that you see here. Now, there might be some exceptions here. You may come from a hospital or healthcare background, and therefore we might be able to allow you to take that class and some of these other classes simultaneously. But here's the important point. Not only do I recommend Healthcare 6320 as the first class that you take, note that all of these 9 core classes, they're not all offered every single term. So when you think through and work through your degree plan, be very careful and thoughtful about which classes you take and which prerequisites you need to graduate in the time frame that you're thinking about, usually 18 to 24 months. Beyond that, I would pick some classes that you're passionate about. Healthcare informatics is a popular class. Strategic leadership is always important, but you might be interested in operations management, supply chain management, or maybe even negotiation or policy development. The end is, these are the 9 core classes. Start with 6320 and then pick one that you're passionate about. And I would recommend, if you're starting out, you might want to take 2, maybe 3 classes the first term, certainly no more than that, so you can get into the groove of studying, because at the graduate level, as you know, we expect a lot of our graduate students when it comes to critical thinking and evaluating. It's not like being an undergraduate student. And then As I said, we have 3 electives. Those electives can be found on our webpage and in the catalog. You can choose really a variety of things that you're passionate about, and we'll work with you to figure out which ones you want to use that you're passionate about. And then finally, it's also possible as a graduate student that in lieu of an internship, you might decide to do a special project for credit or not for credit. And we'll work with you on that as well. And that could be potentially fill one of your 3 credit electives at the end of the day. And finally, on the bottom right here, there's MAS 6102. This is the professional development class. It's a 1 credit course. Doesn't count towards your actual degree, but it helps you understand how things happen at the university. Lots of tips and techniques about how to study. Now, if you're a seasoned professional, we might be able to waive that for you, but consider that. I think you'll find it useful. So again, 9 core classes, 3 electives. Start with 6320 and pick one that you're passionate about. In addition to that, you might decide to concentrate in something special. Maybe you want to have a concentration in healthcare informatics. These are the classes that you would take. You might decide you want to concentrate in healthcare operations. Again, you can see the classes here for healthcare operations, supply chain management, healthcare internal auditing, etc. So when you think about your degree plan, it's the core classes and then a specific area of a concentration that you might be interested in. Now you'll notice, for example, in supply chain management, you'll notice that there are some HMGT classes, 6325. HMGT stands for Healthcare Management and Leadership. And then there's some OPRE classes. So these are cross-listed classes in the catalog. Again, we'll work with you to figure out what your track should be, what you're passionate about, and really what you want to do while you're here. I mentioned earlier the Elite Scholar and Leader program. So this is for the top 10% or so of our graduate students. And the objective of this program is to make sure that we're working with you to develop your skill sets so that you can, what I describe as learn, do, and become a leader of character and competence. And you can see the things that we do here. We want you to learn certain things. We want you to have the right kinds of experiences. And most importantly, when you leave the university, we want you to become something different and something better than you are today so that you can, as I say frequently, make an immediate impact in the healthcare industry. So we can talk more about that later. There's an application process that you go through. As I said, we pick about 10% of our students. We can talk about the requirements of all those things a little bit later, but you might find that interesting. I spend a lot of time with these students on one-on-one mentoring and coaching, again, making sure that you're going to be successful when you leave the program. The other thing to think about is the certificate program. So we have 3 certificates right now. We have a Lean Six Sigma yellow belt, a green belt, both in healthcare quality, and a healthcare IT certificate. We're also working on a supply chain certificate and an emerging technology certificate. Those will come out later on, potentially at the end of this year or early next year. But what's important on this is many times when you sign up for a certificate program, to meet the requirements, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. You can declare your intent early, I want to get this certificate, and then you can apply some of the classes that you will automatically be taking as part of your core classes. They apply to the certificate program. So again, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can talk to our program manager for specifics on that. And then finally, we encourage you to be engaged. Join any of our local chapters in the healthcare industry, HIMSS, MAGMA, ACHE North Texas, which, by the way, we actually have 2 students on that council. So we have a student council in our ACHE North Texas. Those are usually graduate students that we select. You might want to be involved in the council. At a minimum, you might want to join ACHE. Don't forget about the JSOM Career Management Center, all very important. And we have a student association called the Healthcare Management Association. Again, all of these things will help you be integrated. They'll further your knowledge, your networking skills, the resources that you can use to become a great leader of character and competence when you leave the university. And finally, let's stay connected. At UTD Healthcare Leaders, you can see those here. Follow us, make comments, follow our In the Business of Healthcare podcast. We have, over 100 episodes now. All of those things are great. So at the end of the day, I'm excited to have you in the class. I hope to get to know you each individually and work with you so that you can make a difference when you leave the program. I look forward to meeting all of you. In the meantime, think about the 9 core classes. Reach out to us with questions. We'll help you wherever we can. Have a great day and make a difference.